2, 3, 4.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 308 of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we are talking about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me to my left, the judge, the jury, and the executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Was that French? The executioner.
Also with me to my cat E corner, the foreigner. Foreigner? You're not a foreigner, are you?
Hey, I want to know what love is.
Yeah, you might be. All right, fair enough. Where was I? Former member of the final. Gosh.
Wow. Former final.
Totally, my brain melts. I got a good 5 seconds. Marc's here.
Yeah.
He's not a foreigner.
Oh yeah. By the way, Marc's here.
What are you doing here? You're the former member.
Normally, I'm on your bottom.
Let me just get back on the rails.
Let me fix that because that's just
because normally he's in the corner, and there you go.
Oh, there you go.
That's
what happened. You were in the wrong order. I was thinking about Ryan because he was catty corner. Oh gosh,
yeah.
Marc, we got to start over.
No.
All right, that's fair. Marc's got Doctor Who on his brain, along with music and La Coretta in his old stomacho. So we're moving on. Yeah. Finally, the normer.
Oh goodness gracious!
Just batting 1,000. Love it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad I got my part out of the way.
Yeah.
So that I had a normal intro.
We are doing improv tonight.
I guess so.
The normer.
He's on my bottom. He's the normer. He's the newest final member of the GMG crew. The North Kakalakian, who's possibly unlikely to have already eaten dinner. Our howdy handyman, Hank McCoy, Ryan Isley.
Ooh, we got there.
We made it. That was rough, and okay. I love it.
Woo! All right, joiners, if you're new, this is about as bad as it gets.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's not.
I don't think so. This is a high bar you set today.
Is it though?
I feel like we could get worse.
For those of you that aren't new with us, well,
ta-da!
You knew this was coming eventually.
Yep. Get it out early.
I don't know. I lost all. I was really feeling good. I think I'm feeling better now, but not in a helpful podcasting way. Dude, work has been something else. I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. What's new news, updates. I'm going first this week.
Okay.
Work has been amazingly difficult. I think when we podcasted last week and we did improv, I don't remember how much I talked about that week or what had been going on. None, right?
Yeah,
so last week is what they call teacher in service. It's pretty much when they call us in. They don't call us in. We're not like on-call teachers. Hey, we need you. Get over here. We're in service. So we're at the school. We're prepping all of our stuff. We're having meetings. Some that could be an email. We're getting updates on things. And I think last school year, the first day of vacation, or maybe even the last day of school, not the last day, the last day of school, after it was all said and done, most of administrative leadership just they went on vacation really quick. And we were like, man, that's kind of quick. And then, we went through vacation, did our thing, and then we got to this in-service week last week. And there were just some things that were not put into place. There were some people who were like, hey, I'm still closing out stuff from last school year. And we're like, should you be doing that when we're going to start school in a week? And we're like, it'll be fine. And just the dominoes fell. The house of cards just kind of flumbled around. And I mean, we're doing this thing that they call in Brazil, and I can't remember what it is in Portuguese, but pretty much the visual is when a business or a group of people are changing the car tires while the car is driving down the highway. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, we're just like popping out tires left and right.
Seems difficult.
It would be, you would think. And it is kind of difficult, but it's also kind of entertaining. It's
like
like
a rolling pit stop?
kind of, yeah, pit stop. And you're just, like while the car's going down the road.
Do you have a Gepetti? Or what's his name? What was his name? Gepetti? Giuseppe? What was his name?
Luigi?
I don't remember.
Bibbidi boopy?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
I don't remember his name. What was the little car's name?
Isn't it Luigi?
Was it Luigi? If it's Luigi, I'm way off.
I think Luigi's right.
Dag.
Maybe
Yep,
Marc
I
would
was
be
way
right.
off. I don't know why I thought Giuseppe.
Samsonite.
That's his name.
Reggie. I think it was Reggie.
Guido.
Okay. It was a G.
I think
Yeah.
Luigi's the other guy.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So anyways, we got to this week and it's just been some rough spots. We've survived. It's been good. I know for me personally, I like totally checked out during break and unplugged and just really wanted to rest, but I probably over rested a little bit because it took me a little longer to kind of get back in the swing of things last week. And then we get to this week, the students are back. The first day during our first week of school, we do like a chapel, a daily chapel. We call it Spiritual Emphasis Week. And got into the gym where we were doing the chapel with all the middle school, all the high school, and the sound wasn't working. Or not the sound, the power to the power strip that goes to all like the speakers and the microphone, it wasn't working at all. And we spent the next 10, 15 minutes figuring out that the main cord that we had was totally done. We had to switch it out. We had to slide one speaker all the way over across the gym so that it was positioned in a way that when I talked through the microphone, there was an echo. And I don't know if you've like listened to headphones where you can hear yourself like half a second later talking.
Oh yeah, every
All
time
the
we play
time on Fortnite.
Yeah.
It is so distracting. And
Yeah, it is.
I was like very aware of what my voice sounded like, what I was saying. And it made the whole, like for me, it made it difficult just in everything I was saying. I was very just like, okay, this is weird. And I was half distracted. I got through it. And thankfully I felt like said things that were encouraging. And, but on top of that, during the message part, I also had some videos I wanted to share, 3 videos. And they were all endings to Disney Pixar movies.
Perfect.
So I played the ending.
Oh man, spoilers.
Yeah, big
Dang.
spoilers. I played the ending to, what was the first one? Oh, Moana. I played the ending to Inside Out, and I played the ending to Cars. And the first 2 endings, it was like 2-3 minutes each. The endings to the first 2, no sound. Like, sound guy was working his tail off to try to get the sound going through. He came down while I was still trying to vamp and talk, and like, so I kind of monologued my way through the videos, like, well, in this part, like, just trying to explain to connect to the point of what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes in God life. Like, it just went into kind of the main idea was our scripture theme but not just our scripture theme of the year, but God's word. We ourselves, we are a hyperlink to God. And so I talked about how when I watch these movies and I see these endings, I don't just see, a woman walking across the parted waters and putting a stone inside of some goddess island. I don't see, sadness and joy in someone's head, having a touching moment. I don't see cars racing each other. I connected each of those endings to things in God's word and how God has hyperlinked those movies for me to him. And like, especially Cars, like if you remember the Cars ending where Lightning McQueen stops at the finish line, he doesn't cross the line. Instead, he goes back and he gets the old blue car that's all beat up. I'm like, that's Jesus right there.
Yep.
He had every right to cross that finish line and say, I'm the best. And instead, he made himself the worst, and he went back and he pushed us across the finish line. And just talking about how we are God's hyperlink, like we are the light of the world. We're called to bring glory to him. And then to just loop it back to the struggles that were going on in school. Like it wasn't anybody's fault really. It was just people just living life. And, it was just trying to make the best of difficult situations, and our perseverance through it all, and our continued trust in God and our continued trust in each other. And in the end, seeking to love our students and have a good beginning of the year. We still pulled it off. Like, yeah, there's, difficulties and challenges, and, some students that don't know what class to go to even after a couple days, but we're figuring it out. And God is good. And
All the
so
time.
we're going to continue doing that. Mindy shared today a little bit with the students, and so that was cool to hear her tell a little story. She talked about how we have friends from college that got to be a part of the extras in The Chosen in season 2 or season 3, wherever the Beatitudes were. They were in the crowd during the Sermon on the Mount at the end of season 2 and beginning of season 3. Spoilers,
Yeah.
sorry.
Cool.
But then segued it into the fact that we're all a part of God's story by putting our faith in him and trusting in him. So that was cool to have her have that moment at the beginning of today's service. So that's been a highlight of the week, and it continues to be. We're only 2 days in. We have 3 more days of different teachers and different administrators sharing God's word and encouraging the students and singing and worshiping together. And so that's been the God life update, and that's been, I guess, the real life update too, because it's been all work all day, every day, and then when I get home, being very exhausted, very tired. But it's worth it, because one of the aspects of it is already after 2 days of school, we've been able to talk with students, pray with students sharing at the end of our 2 services, and at other times about their anxiety or about how they need God's help and guidance. And it's just been it's been worth it all. And so it's been really cool. So that's been real life, God
Very
life.
nice.
The fake life has not been very active, partially because of work, partially because of just lack of time. I think I have decided that little by little I am going to chip away and get the platinum for Dead Cells. I'm not rushing I guess get it for the 3rd time, because I've already got
I was gonna say
twice.
what?
Yeah, because I got it on the British version, I got it on the American version, both PS4, and now
What's
I'm gonna
the British version?
UK, like it's UK
There's
Dead
no
Cells.
difference in the game.
I was
No,
about to say, like, did
No, they fight on the left instead of on the
okay.
right.
That makes sense.
So.
Left
Every-
stick is the opposite of
Yeah, it's all I have to
Every-
hold the controller upside down.
they
Everything
invert
is
the
5
control.
hours.
No,
ahead
that's the
of what you
Australian version. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
you have to hold the controller upside
Yeah,
down.
upside down.
That's
Right.
the
You're right,
Australian
you're right.
version.
That's a good call. Yeah. So I honestly, like, I just want to get the platinum for it. It's not too hard, and I'm at the point where I'm like willing to just save scum to just make it a touch easier. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time. It's really just maybe in the weekends or in that occasional evening where I somehow don't have very much to do. But so far, it's not looking like that.
Sure.
But yeah. So I think that's all for Fake Life. Haven't watched any movies or anything like that. I think we did, but nothing of note or newness to
Cool.
share. So that's me. That's
Very
the update.
nice.
Yep. How about Ryan? My bottom.
Sure. From the land of your bottom, I bring greetings. In real life, man, I suck.
Okay.
All right.
Just-
It's
I just
vacuum
suck.
night. Let's go.
I'm assuming you'd never made your trip out to Aaron, so then yes, you do suck.
Yeah, that he never gave me an address. One.
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah, real life, yeah, it's same work, but y'all just pray for me. My
All
anger
right.
is a problem. Um,
Mm.
when I get home from work, I am also tired. Mostly because I've been out here in these, like, granted, last week wasn't that bad. It was just rainy.
Yeah.
But like when I'm working outside in the heat all day, the last thing I want to come home and do is have to wrangle children. But my wife does that all the time, so it irks me. It just grinds my last nerve when
Mm.
my wife or I have to do all of the things. And I know that my babies are still kind of babies, but like my oldest is about to be 10. I'm gonna need for some people to start pulling some chores and doing some things around here, and it just rubs my nerves to the point that I just snap and I yell like I did tonight, more so than I want it to, and I feel pardon my language, but absolutely shitty about it.
All right.
So after this, um, I'm gonna probably have to go have a talk with my kids and just
Hmm.
ask them to forgive their dad for when he doesn't get things right. 'Cause it feels like I'm just not getting things right now. Um, yeah, I'm still a work in progress.
So do you usually yell at your kids? Is that like a rare thing that comes up? Because I'm
I
like,
used to yell
if
a
you
lot. I
so
yelled a
when you
lot more than I normally do now, but it's still like a
is it a shock to the kids when you do yell? Do they get in line? Because I don't usually yell, so when I do yell, it's a rarity, and I mean business. So I don't know if that's the way they react when you yell too. Because sometimes they do need a little whooping. You know what I mean? Like a
yeah,
verbal whooping because they
yeah.
need to get. But again, like
Um,
you said, they're still kids.
gosh, I don't. That's a great question. I have to do some thinking about that. Uh, I feel like I've probably failed at that too. More often than not, I'm yelling, but only really because I'm trying to be like downstairs and I yell upstairs to them because I just don't want to walk up the stairs.
Yeah, that's less effective. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they hear me yell all the time and they like I swear they don't have an inside voice. They just don't.
Well,
Like
most kids don't.
No, you're
they're
right. Yeah.
always yelling and I'm like, "Hey, can we not?" Like
I'm right here.
It's usually right about 14, 15, where it's like, there's a volume button. What?
yeah. uh but yeah, I definitely haven't been the greatest at setting the thermostat in the house for emotions.
Mm.
So, um
Well, it's a great opportunity to
yeah.
demonstrate, just seeking forgiveness, humility. I mean, you sound like you're heading in the right direction. So
Yeah.
it's not always about making a mistake. It's what you do after you realize
Yeah.
you've done it. So,
Yeah. So yeah, after this I'm going to go upstairs and kiss them goodnight and everything because they need to be going to bed here soon. Even though they're tracked out of school right now, so they're off for the next 3 weeks. So
mhm.
I'm kind of
Oh.
just letting that,
Mm.
yeah, uh, yeah, which also leads to them just being absolute degens and wanting to play video games all day long. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not a streamer. You don't get paid to do this.
Nope.
You don't get to just continually play games. I'm gonna need for you to actually help mom and do stuff around the house. Uh, but yeah, no, and she would rather honestly them go do something because of her doing like her photography. Like she's had a bunch of through God's grace, honestly, she's had a bunch of sessions recently. She was going through like a good 2 or 3 months where she didn't have like anything, and she was talking about quitting, and I was like, look, we'll just pray about it. If that's what you want to do, we'll just give it some time. And then like right after I prayed about it with her, it's like instant, like just like, hey, session here, and then another session, and then another session, and then another like I think she has a session she's had a session from like the end of June, and I think her last time that she doesn't have a session is like just November currently.
Wow.
So she's
All
like
right.
she's had a session, at least 1 or 2 sessions every month until like November. So it's been a blessing for that, definitely, because she was talking about quitting, and I was like, no, you're not quitting. You're not. This is what you love to do. Like you're not quitting, and you're good at it. So I think that's it for real life. Just trying to get better. Oh, and last week we got a new fridge. I didn't get to talk about it because it was we were doing the improv.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Adult things like kids are excited
That's
about
huge.
toys, and
That's-
I was like,
yeah.
I got a freaking new fridge, man.
Yeah, man. That's a big deal.
Sadly, I think it might be too small.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Which is mostly my fault. I
Can you
thought
play
that the
Skyrim on it?
space, I thought the space that we had in that little corner of the kitchen that we have, our fridge was taking up like all of that space. So I was like, maybe I'll try to see if we can get like a more narrow fridge. Still, it's basically still the exact same space that we had. I want to say our other fridge was like, what is it, like 17.8 cubic feet, so like 18 cubic foot fridge. This one's like 17.6, but it's a French door fridge.
Oh,
It's really just kind of like fitting it into the spaces that it has is the issue, because like or maybe we just have too many groceries. Like, I don't know.
when you go next time, like if there is a next time, if you decide to send it back or whatever, you like take your groceries with you. When
I might have
Can I test this out?
yeah.
Can I live here
Like-
for a week?
Honestly, in the store, look plenty big enough. It's still plenty big enough. It's just the freezer wasn't as deep as I thought it was going to be. And that's where most of our stuff is, because, having 3 kids, especially younger kids,
frozen
all
everything.
all they want is,
All the chicken
Chicken
nuggets.
nuggies.
chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, corn dog nuggets, corn dogs, frozen yogurt. It just takes up a lot of space.
Yep.
We did keep our old fridge because that's where we thought we were having like a smell from. Which I think it was partly that, but I don't know what else it is, because there's still like a hint of a smell upstairs that we can't figure out what it is. But I know when they were moving that joker downstairs, the old fridge, like the most disgusting water came out from the bottom of it. Like
Gross.
brown, like
Blech.
brown water. And I was like, "Oop."
Ooh. Ooh, brother.
So,
Ooh.
that is now the outdoor beer fridge / extra freezer storage. So that's nice. Yeah, that's it for in real life. Fake life, not too much going on. I played only a little bit of Destiny, okay? So,
It's only like 3 hours instead of 9.
A day.
honestly.
A day, yeah. That's exactly
I don't
what
even think it
thought,
was
a
3
day.
hours. I think it might have been like
2 hours 55 minutes.
maybe. I don't know. It wasn't very long. Nobody was online, so I was just like doing vault management and deleting things. and like running through extra
You chose
missions on
that over
characters.
Spider-Man vault management, deleting things. Ryan, you have a sickness, and
Probably.
the only cure is to throw your console out the window and
I don't
throw
know. I'm
your
not gonna do
Xbox out
that.
the window.
I'm not. Well, maybe I might. I don't know. I'm thinking about I am thinking about switching to PC gaming again, but I need
Joining the
to.
master race.
I need to get some side jobs that pay lucratively so I can afford to buy a PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the last time I built a PC was, well over 10 years ago. And technology has changed a ton since then.
Yep.
I think when I got rid of my last PC, it was just when DDR4 RAM was introduced. And I feel like we're on like
Dance
DDR5
Dance
now.
Revolution 4, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
And I was like, oh man, I want to run the new DDR4 RAM, but that means I have to upgrade my motherboard. And that means I also have to upgrade my
That's
Pat,
why
did
I
you-
do not like
everything
VCs.
else.
Yep.
Did
Yeah.
you understand what language he's speaking? I don't
No,
even
you. Put
I
in
do, and I
this-
still don't like it.
check the rotary
Install
I'm
my
girder.
taking
It's
it. You guys have never
done.
built your own PC before.
No, not even
Get
touching that
out
with
of
a
here. That's why I
10-foot
bought a
pole.
Steam Deck, because it's you can't do anything
I
with it.
love building computers. Like in another life, I would be happy as a
When you
tech
start
manager.
getting into like, I love tech, but when you start getting into like using like any sort, either soldering or using like thermal paste or anything like that, like at that point I'm out. Just
Well, I don't mind doing that stuff as long as it goes thermal paste. And they're
Well-
actually, I have fixed a few red ring Xboxes by soldering.
What are we
like,
talking
fixing
about?
Maybe,
What is our
maybe
podcast
that's why
become?
your
Thermal
fridge smells
paste?
so bad, because you got
Yeah.
thermal paste in there.
Thermal paste is the stuff that you put on top of the CPU so that it
No,
doesn't,
Ryan,
like,
nobody asked what
catch on
you're
fire.
telling us about. We don't care. Stop it.
I'm the fix-it Felix, okay?
Go back
I
to
have
Destiny
fix it.
2, okay? I give. You can
I'm
talk about
Handyman
Destiny
Hank McCoy. I
2.
gotta fix it.
Go fix air
Forget
conditioners.
thermal
Don't fix
paste.
PCs, please.
Yeah.
I've
Fix
fixed
errands.
about 40 air conditioners, by the way, since I've been at this new place.
Great, yeah.
Like,
That's
not
that's
even
your
joking.
zone, man.
Those
like
are
40.
rookie numbers.
Yeah.
Like,
It could have been 41, but no, you decided not to.
he
Yeah.
didn't send me the address. That's not my fault.
Excuses.
But anyway, because I haven't been playing a lot of Destiny, I have been playing a lot of Flintlock. And I actually rolled credits on it the other day.
Hey, nice.
It was fun. It was frustrating. And it ended really abruptly. Like, really abruptly. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a sequel to this.
I'm sure
'Cause
they're hoping
it's-
for that.
It's probably what they're hoping for, just because of how it ended. Like, I was like, okay, so now what? And it was just like credits, and I was like, I don't like that. But I did have fun. It was fun. I may end up doing another game of it. I don't know. I had fun. I had fun when I was doing it. I will say that was like the hardest story mode experience I've ever played in a video game.
Yeah.
Dude, like, there's just, if I would have had that on a harder difficulty, I would have died so many more times than I did.
Well, now I'm definitely not finishing it.
I think all in all, I only died 3 times to enemies.
Well, you
I
have
fell
to die
plenty
at the beginning
because
of the
I
game.
just didn't understand the jumping mechanics for a little bit. But like actually dying to enemies, yeah, I didn't die that much. But yeah, if I'd have had it on any harder or normal, there's no way. There's just no way.
Yeah.
No, based off your recommendation last week, I turned it on, and I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, this is Souls, and So they're like, oh, press RB to do your strike, and then LB for your parry and block. And then you
Yep.
do, instead of like dodging, you slide around.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. And then I get to the boss where the boss just, you die against the boss to continue the
Mhm.
story. And I was like, okay, that's enough.
Aw.
Yeah, I this isn't me. It's just too many dead enemies, like the undead enemies. Like if it was more like real, I don't know. It was too fantasy for me. So I was like, I'm out of
Yeah.
here.
Hold on one moment, because one of my children just came down here. What, Finley? Can I walk you to bed? Can you give Daddy a minute, please? Okay. I will wrap up my little section and walk
Mhm.
my daughter to bed, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. Flintlock was fun. I think I'm gonna start Immortals of Avium next because
There you
I've been on
go.
my Xbox for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm into the fantasy sci-fi like wizard with a gun type stuff right now.
It was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm gonna play that next, and then I will probably play Spider-Man after that.
Probably
So-
nothing.
I
Yeah.
restarted
Yeah.
it.
I'm not holding
I
my
just
breath.
haven't
Yeah, we've heard that. I
started
won't believe you
playing
till
it
you
yet.
roll credits on Spider-Man. Then I'll
Okay.
believe you.
And
Even
even then,
That's a screenshot from Google Images.
Yeah, probably. And then in God Life,
Wait, what did you rate? What's your rating for
Flintlock.
Flintlock? That game.
I give it a solid C.
okay.
There's
All right,
some
all right.
jank that needs to get worked out. Like I wrote up. This is like the first time I've ever written a review for a game, but I wrote it on Xbox's thing and posted it. I was like, all these other people are just mad that it didn't run like, beautifully on their PC or whatever. I was like, it ran great on Xbox. Fantastic.
I
And
tell
I
you
You
what,
usually do.
I even streamed it to my PC and off the cloud. Still, my computer is not special by any stretch of the imagination.
I tell
Never
you
had an
what,
issue.
I tell you what though, I have a Series S,
Mm-hmm.
and I played some Flintlock, and I got a little bit past that impossible boss thing where you have to die.
Mm-hmm.
And played a little bit, and some of like the cutscenes and stuff like that, it was like the scene would come in and everybody would be like super smooth, and then like 2 seconds later, then the detail would come in. Like it
Oh,
was
yeah.
so
Mhm.
weird.
I did
Yeah,
have that
super
happen
weird.
on a few like stages loading
That-
in, but only
That did
like,
on my Series X as well.
Yeah.
only
it's
like
the
once
game.
or twice. The main thing for me was gorgeous, beautiful world. Hardly any enemies.
Yeah.
I don't know if that gets better with you having the difficulty higher, but it just kind of feels empty.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're like attacking an enemy, they're like super aggro for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're just like,
And I'm done.
Maybe
they
it's the
don't-
difficulty you're on.
they don't move, they don't like no, but like 10 people back to back. Because like
maybe.
right before that, they're like trying to murder you with.
You're on story mode. Go ahead and kill me.
Yeah, I stood there and I was like, "Are we just gonna stare at each other?"
Are we hugging?
Like you were just attacking me viciously for the past 15 minutes, and now you're just like, "Nah."
And I'm out.
So, I think there's some jank that needs to get worked out. I would like to see if there's going to be something else that goes to the story, or if it's going to be some type of DLC, because where the story ended, like the main character is somewhere where she shouldn't be. So I'm like, okay, how's this going to get resolved? And they're just like, nah, you'll just watch these credits.
Just have to wait.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it a solid C. It wasn't a bad game. maybe like a B minus. If we're getting real technical with me thinking about the time that I put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it for that. And God life, I finished the Bible today.
Hey.
Let's go.
I started the Bible in the shred like 3 days behind my friend. He gave up on it around day 19 because he felt like he just wanted to focus on just like one book of the Bible, and I was like, "That's totally fine, dude. I'm gonna just finish it anyway because I've caught up now and I want to finish." So today was today was the end of it. So got through all the Bible
There you
again.
go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, man.
That was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I bet.
So let me ask you, Pastor,
Mhm.
how would one study the book of Revelations?
Carefully.
Yeah, I would say not. If you go in trying to know the future, you're not doing it right. Like,
It's not so much I want to know the future. It's like, you know how in the Bible, like Genesis, like God creates the heavens and the earth and everything else. And like, he creates man. But then like in chapter 2 of Genesis, it goes back to the part where he creates man because it kind of just like
right.
glosses over. I feel like it does that in Revelation because it's
Yeah.
talking about the stuff, but then like it's like it seems like it goes back and is going through that
thing is-
tribulation time.
The thing
And
is
I'm trying to understand it.
you're Revelation in its very nature is not Revelation is very it's God sharing his truth from his perspective, but through human means. Like he's explaining things through a writer who's he's working within the confines of this human understanding. So he's trying to like take all this information and put it through, and God's doing it in a way that relies heavily on symbolism. It relies heavily on Old Testament knowledge of what the symbolism originally meant for the people at the time. So you have a lot of spinning wheels. You have a lot of context that, I mean, you can study it, but for every one chapter you read, you're going to have to read small books of commentary of people who have studied and know what it was like then, or what like the root of this, like because Revelation it is not like End Times for Dummies. It is high level, and it would probably be, it's so high level and beyond us that there's a reason that no one's ever really.
Is there an End Time for Dummies book? End Time for Dummies book?
I'm sure there's something like that.
There might be something like that you could read, but
Maybe I'll ask Jeeves.
yeah. Ask Jeeves. Jeeves, explain the book of Revelation. Go.
He's gonna be like, beats
Yeah.
me.
You on your own, man.
The website
Yeah.
shuts down.
It's really like, it is so, God is timeless. So to me, when people try to read it, and we have to fight this like temptation, one, to think that the book of Revelation is mainly about us because we don't decipher like what's happened, what hasn't. People like to kind of pick a spot, chapter, whatever. Okay, this is where we are. But that's not how time works for God. God is not
Right.
linear in time.
Right.
He is same yesterday, today, and
Yeah.
forever, and he is timeless.
He
He
sees it all, he's seen it all.
sees it all at the
Yeah.
same time. Like
Synced.
so you can't look at Revelation like that. You have to just focus on the fact of what is God trying to show about himself. If you go into Revelation thinking, I want to understand what's happening in the end times, you're not approaching Revelation correctly. It's about what is God trying to reveal about himself, and what is he, what can I do about it? Like what is the response? Proper response. It's not about, God, how can I know what you're going to do next? who's the Antichrist. And one thing I like about Revelation is something that I've been studying a little bit over the past year or two is that, and this is mainly actually I'd listen. There's not a clear. I don't think there's a clear like set of material you can look at, but Bible Project talks about Revelation
Yeah, I
a
was
little
thinking of
bit.
doing some Bible Project.
Bible Project has some good stuff that you
studies,
kind of
yeah.
have to dig. Like there's podcast episodes where Tim and John talk about Revelation extensively, and one of the things they talk about is that the book of Revelation actually is not about point A to B. It's about the cycle of man, and a lot of what you read in Revelation has happened multiple times. So it's not just about like there's one Antichrist, there's one beast, but it's about how every generation faces an Antichrist, or because there's lots of like Jesus talks about, people who will arise, like multiple people will arise and people will think they're a savior or a Messiah or a Christ or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's just one that we're waiting for and he or she or it's going to show up. And so it's interesting to think about how Revelation could be a cycle, and just the cycle of the sin of man and of man trying to glorify himself over God and etc. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that concludes my Revelation
Okay.
warning.
Yeah,
TED talk.
I'll look into some Bible Project stuff. That's where I was gonna start
Yeah.
and try to do some of that. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
you
sure
better
my daughter hasn't fallen
walk your
asleep on
daughter
the
to bed
floor.
before she it's like you walk in, she's like passed out in the hallway.
I waited
Alright.
for you, Daddy.
I choose. Do I get to pick the next person?
Sure.
Let's just go this direction. So Mark.
Oh, yeah. This direction.
Oh, this
that
direction.
way.
For our audio listeners, Ryan's pointing at Mark, as he said.
There you go. Yeah, so on the IRL side of things, and I'm sure Pat will probably jump in on this a little bit. So Thursday night, ended up going to see that old Deadpool and Wolverine.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And yeah, it was very much a Deadpool movie. Granted,
Yeah.
no sex or nudity. So that was a good thing, which
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons why I have never seen the full version of Deadpool. I saw, like, if you've ever heard of VidAngel, where basically you can
Did
tell
you
it
watch
to
the
cut out.
15-minute version of
Yeah,
Deadpool?
basically that was what it. There were huge chunks that were missing. But
Is that
I
still
watched,
a thing? Can you access VidAngel and watch
I
movies
think
that are
they are.
cropped up?
They got sued a bunch of times, but
They survived.
yeah, I think they're still around. So but yeah, I mean, I watched a recap video and I know what's going on for the most part. But yeah, so went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and yeah, it was pretty filthy at parts, a lot of parts, but still very irreverent towards both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what came before it with the Fox universe and all those different characters that they've introduced, and that was absolutely hilarious. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman do a fantastic job in their characters,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's definitely good to see Hugh in the suit finally. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and they pointed out too. He's like, that only took 20 years to do. But yeah, everything was, it got pretty, filthy at certain parts in terms of like dialogue and things of that nature. But I mean, for a Deadpool movie, it was on the tamer side, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. Um, but yeah, I mean, we still had a lot of fun with it. And then this past
Wait,
Saturday,
what did you rate it?
I will give it 9 nice pools out of 10.
I
Okay.
like it. I like it.
And so then on Saturday, was back in the studio once again. We tracked some drums, which was good. Tracked drums for 3 of the songs that we've been working on, and this was the first time I'd actually ever gotten to hear this drummer actually play. My brother-in-law Jim had to kind of step away because he couldn't commit full on to the whole process. But he recommended he has a friend of his that his son he goes to Liberty on a drum scholarship. And so you think he's got to be good if he's on a full ride to a university for playing drums. So
yeah, that's true.
So we got in there and started tracking, and he is phenomenal. Like me and the studio engineer and the owner were blown away. And so I'm excited to go through the rest with him. He's got only 1 or 2 more songs to track for me. The rest are going to be kind of chill, quiet songs that don't really have much drums. Yeah, so we were in there for a few hours on Saturday, which was a lot of fun, and got a lot done there. And that was pretty much it, I think, on the IRL side of things. On the IFL side of things, we talked a bit last week about I was playing Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is that action adventure RPG, like sort of cell shaded game on Game Pass, pretty new on Game Pass. Ended up hitting credits on that, and
Nice.
I loved that game. That game was fantastic, and it's super chill. Just enough of a challenge to make it fun and interesting, but like a super chill action adventure RPG with social sim type elements. I would rate it 8.5 Austrian gnomes out of 10. So,
All right.
yeah.
Austrian gnomes it is.
Yep.
What game was this?
This was that Dungeons of Hinterberg game I was telling you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And oh, by the way, Ryan's back.
Hi there. Hello.
Hello, Dan.
So, yeah, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you should play this game.
What kind of game is it again?
It's like an action adventure RPG type game with some
Nope,
social
I'm out.
sim type stuff. Yeah. Okay, if you have Game Pass and you're into that kind of thing, then
No, Dungeons of Hinterberg. I remember looking at it.
yeah, it was a fun one for sure. And it's not, especially if you put it on the lower setting, it's super chill.
How many hours? I know you probably just said all this, but how many hours?
I did not say that. Probably like 10 to 12 hours, so not super long.
That's I could get down with that.
So then I was jonesing for something else to play that was super chill. So I ended up re-downloading a game that I had back when I had my Steam Deck. It was a game. It's from the same people that made Hyper Light Drifter. If you ever heard of that game, it's a game called Solar Ash, and it is it's an action adventure puzzle platformer kind of game with some like combat type stuff. It is also on Game Pass, so ended up hitting credits on that as well.
Oh, look at you!
Look at you.
Again. So that was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed that. I would give that 9 pink blobs out of 10. Because that's
Cool.
like the way that it's like the currency that you accumulate to get upgrades.
I don't like that.
Yeah. They're little like floaty pink blobs.
No, I don't like that at all. Double out.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah. Sounds kind of gross.
Yeah, they look like floating like little pieces of Pepto Bismol or whatever.
That's what I love in a game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Floating
Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol.
that's on my list. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I mean, I enjoyed it the first time. I think I got like 3/4 of the way through the game, and I ended up selling my Steam Deck. And then it had been so long since I played the game that I just started from scratch. And that one's not too bad too in terms of length. That's probably about 9-10 hours, something like that, maybe a bit more.
Mhm.
But then I started a
Oh.
game also on Game Pass, which is like it's almost like a old school Zelda Link to the Past kind of top down dungeon RPG type game. And it's got a weird name, and I hope I'm saying this right. It's a game called Enuchard. And I just found it just scrolling through Game Pass. Because I was just looking for chill games to play because they kind of help with like my anxiety and things like that. So
How do you spell this game?
ANUCHARD.
Ah,
So it's very like 16-bit kind of,
faceless character.
yeah.
Okay.
But if you're into like old school, like, you know, Link to the Past, Link's
Fighting a
Awakening,
purple monster with spoons.
I don't know that I've seen that. That's new. I
Okay.
will say this: your weapon is like this super long bell looking thing,
Yep.
which is a very unconventional weapon.
You gotta ring some bells. But
Yeah. In fact, you literally do at some point.
no.
Um, yeah, it's basically the story of like you're in this like old school village kind of thing that's experiencing these people being turned into statues that are going after this like this dungeon that is in their village that people keep trying to scavenge through, and they keep coming back as like statues, and you are chosen by these like guardians to wield this particular weapon bell thing and save your village. And so that's the premise. I just decided to do it because it looked like a Zelda game, so it scratches the itch, especially while I'm waiting for Echoes of Wisdom to come out. Which
Mark, did you ever play Tunic?
I did, played and beat it.
Okay.
Also on Game Pass.
It is.
Yep.
I loved that game.
Yeah,
That was fun.
it was great. I would never play that on anything higher than baby mode.
Yeah.
Because it was ridiculous even on baby mode.
Yeah.
And you can't read a dang thing.
Nope. You gotta guess. You
Yep.
have to infer from pictures.
Yes. But yeah, very obviously very Zelda-like, and I very much enjoyed that game, despite its difficulty even on baby mode. And
I
not
didn't know
being
there
able
was
to
a
play.
different how did you switch it to baby mode? I could not find where to switch it to baby mode.
Baby mode is basically it has accessibility settings
Uh-huh.
to where you can set it up to where you don't lose stamina and you don't get hurt.
I only changed that at the end when
Yeah.
I was fighting the grown-up me.
Yeah.
That's the only time. I played that entire game through.
God bless you.
Dude, that was a hard
You are better than me.
game.
Yeah.
But it was fun. That's one game I wish I could erase from memory so I could play again
Yeah.
because it was that good. I would absolutely play it again.
I kind of feel that way with Dungeons of Hinterberg though. Like I very much enjoyed puzzle platformer dungeon like type stuff, I'm all into that. So yeah, and it was just a nice it was a chill grind, but it
Mhm.
wasn't it wasn't too grindy. It was just you were doing a lot of the same things, but the puzzles and stuff, the different dungeons, the dungeons were all different and everything. Um but it was kind of like the same idea of you going through a dungeon, and it was like a day night type thing where it's like you do certain things in the morning, and then when you enter a dungeon it's noontime, and then after you're done the dungeon it's evening, and you do like the social sim type stuff
You have another
to
ghost,
level.
Lucas?
Sorry.
What you swatting at?
There's a cat in our ceiling again. So it's driving me crazy. It doesn't usually walk over like the ceiling over our bedroom, but it's there right now, and it's like it sounds like a cat walking on like plastic and insulation, and then it just kind of sometimes it just puts its paw down and does this, or it just moves around. It's really loud.
It sounds like it's time for a desk pop. Just pop, pop.
Yeah. No, trust me. Mindy and I have had conversations. Are we going to get a BB gun? Do we want to get an airsoft gun? What do we want to get? Because
BB.
They
CO2
sealed up.
powered BB gun.
they sealed up our ceiling, they said, a couple weeks ago. And
Oh,
I mean,
well, let
they
me tell you,
stuffed.
that's a
No,
lot.
but less than
Yikes.
12 hours later, the cat was in the ceiling again. They're like, this time we sealed off every opening. I mean, it was so crazy that they rolled up cardboard and they took like branches and they shoved it into our roof. Like, what are you guys doing? This
Apparently
is so
this cat can
professional.
phase through walls.
Yeah. And
Cats have liquid bones, by the way. So
yeah, they really do. They're like pure cartilage and bags of fur and hairball meat skin.
Mhm.
And they just poke right through there. And the cat's like, yeah, you guys are amateurs. And he just moved in, and now I think he brought friends because it gets loud sometimes, just running around in our roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then in God life, obviously, just keeping things going on the TT dubs, going through Exodus. I think I'm in Exodus 23 now. Yeah, just keeping things going on that,
Nice.
and that is it for me.
All
Which-
right, all right.
Which leaves old Patty Mayonnaise.
Yep.
Bring us
Happy
home,
belated
Patty.
birthday, by the
Happy
way.
belated birthday!
Oh yeah,
Thank
dude.
you. Thank you.
I completely forgot that I was gonna get my kids to sing you happy birthday and send it to you.
It's never
So-
too late. It's never too
All right.
late.
All right, I
Happy
got you this
belated
weekend.
birthday to you.
Yep. Always welcome. Always welcome, man.
But not my phone
Um,
calls, because then you're like, is everything okay?
Was everything okay? Do you need me to pick you up? Do I need to fly? I mean, seriously, those things are going through my head when you called. I don't get phone calls. What is this?
Are you dying?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. But yeah, so my birthday was this past Friday, but it was also Clark's birthday party this past Friday. So I didn't get birthday. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Right past that.
Yeah. Once you have kids, their birthday is way more important than yours. So we didn't necessarily have a party, as it were. Instead, we had a like a drive-in movie night where we had a projector and a speaker, and it projected on the side of, or the garage door, and we watched Sandlot. And man, Sandlot is over 30 years old, and it still is
Oh,
incredible.
it's
So good. And my mother-in-law had never seen it before.
Oh,
and
nice.
Brother-in-law,
What?
he was like 43, had never seen it either.
Was he a sheltered homeschooled kid or
I don't
something?
know.
Like they didn't have a
No.
television in
Everyone
their
has
house?
seen Sandlot. Like,
Come
I was
on.
like, I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I'm like, well, then you're in for a treat.
You have just
And he-
reminded me that I need to show my wife that. She has never seen that.
Oh man, she's due.
It's so glorious.
Even
get
listen,
her on
Rayla's
the
even
phone,
seen
right?
it.
You bring her in here right now so we can scoff.
Rayla's like,
And
they didn't watch
ridicule.
the Sandlot. What are they? Worthless trash.
Out of the corner of my eye, Mark, I thought you were drinking Pepto Bismol. Are you
Pinky
doing
goo.
okay?
Pink blob.
Apparently not. No, this was so I don't know if you've ever seen those from like Walmart and stuff, like the sparkling ice drinks.
My wife just started getting some of those. There's 3
Yeah,
in our fridge right now.
Well, they make Starburst flavored ones now.
Oh,
Ooh.
see, now
Strawberry?
you're speaking
The
my
pink
language.
Starburst. Let's
flavored.
go. Zero
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
That's
And
a lie.
I just walked across that
Not gonna believe
at the
it.
store.
I'm gonna
Oh,
need
yeah.
to
I would have picked that up as well if I saw that.
send me a picture of that so I can send it to my wife and be like, get these. So I
Do y'all-
can have something.
Do y'all
to drink.
have Kroger down there?
No, we do not have Kroger, which I need to
Dadgummit.
just come up there anyway because I need to go visit Kroger because they have this really good what is it? It's like a pineapple habanero hot sauce that is amazing. But it's
that
like a
sounds
I
Kroger
love
brand.
pineapple in habanero.
Dude.
It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds glorious.
Yeah. Any sort of like mango or pineapple in hot
Mhm.
sauce is incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
So the movie night was a hit. We had popcorn, cake,
Tequila.
presents, the normal stuff.
Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
that you guys had hot dogs, cake, and tequila. I just was doing.
He might
the
have.
song.
Don't act like he
I
didn't.
mean, happy birthday, Clark.
This is for
Yeah,
dads.
yeah.
This is dad's special juice.
Yeah, it's Dad's
Yeah.
birthday drink.
Today
I
you
mean,
become a
that-
man.
Yeah. And here's some chaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it ended up being a really good night. And then on Saturday, I went to go see Ronnie's boy Grayson, his first birthday
Aw.
party.
You mean Ronnie's
and-
twin?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Twin
know. Yeah.
Grayson?
I can't believe how much he looks just like mini Ronnie. Just literally
Yeah.
mini Ronnie.
He's got all the Ronnie, looks to him. And it's crazy. Like it's the first time I've actually got to see Grayson. It's been a year, and a couple weeks ago, Ronnie texted me. He's like, "Would you wanna come to his first birthday?" I'm like, "I've been waiting for this day forever to come see Grayson." So yes, of course. So Clark and I went up there and hung out for a little bit. They had a pool, so we swam a little bit. And they come to find out, I get a text from Ronnie today that Grayson has COVID. And
No.
Oh,
I didn't-
no.
I didn't
What
think
did you
that-
do, Patches?
Kids get COVID? Ladies get COVID?
apparently, I didn't know people still got COVID, but apparently
It
there was
does
another
exist.
kid and a teacher in his daycare that had COVID, so they probably had given it to
Oh,
him.
man.
And then Clark has had a stuffy nose for the past couple days, so don't know if that has any relation to what's going on. So we're keeping an eye on that. But
Yeah.
prayers go out to Grayson. He's one who's got COVID, so hopefully he
Goodness.
comes
Dang,
out of it okay.
Was he showing like symptoms or
Not at the party. No, not at the party.
because my Grayson also had COVID that one time, but he was completely asymptomatic.
Yeah,
So
no.
Crazy.
I don't know. He just sent me a text just to FYI as a courtesy, like, hey, he's got it. Just keep an eye out, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think COVID's one of those things it's never gonna fully go away.
it's not. There's no way. There's no way now. There's just no
Yeah, I
way.
think it went to endemic status at some point where it's
Yeah.
just it's a part of the seasonal and the yearly
Yeah.
annual colds and flus and
Yep.
all that.
This is life now. Deal with it.
Yay.
I mean, I guess if you, it's pretty bad disease to have. So, hopefully he's okay. He comes out.
Yeah,
of it okay.
definitely.
And the last thing in real life kind of bleeds into fake life. I guested on the Gamer Parents podcast episode
Yeah, you did.
100 on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Shout outs to gamer parents.
Yes. So I was only expecting to be on there for maybe 20, 30 minutes, pop in, say, hey, answer a few questions and
2
bounce.
hours later.
But I was having such a good time with the guests that were popping in and out. I just stayed. Mel took care of the kids, so I was able to stay a little bit longer than I was anticipating. So I was on there for like an hour and 15, hour and a half. So
Nice.
yeah, that was congratulations to those guys over there, Kevin
Yeah,
and
no
Joanne.
doubt.
100 episodes is nothing to scoff at. It's really cool to be a part of that. And then, so in fake life, I watched a few movies this past week. First one is I watched Shrek with Clark, and it was the first time I had ever seen Shrek in my life.
Really? Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
animated. It's animated.
It's
Oh.
animated, so yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Dude,
I never.
if I
was-
would have known you'd never watch Shrek, I would have made you watch it here because I love
Yeah,
Shrek.
it was okay. I mean, it was all right. I mean,
And they're
I
coming
didn't-
out with number 5. In a couple
Are
of
they?
years. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
there's
officially.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are 4
Yeah.
Shreks.
Don't worry about the other ones.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Really?
And probably
trying
don't
to
worry
think.
about this one coming to either.
Maybe,
Yeah, probably not.
maybe 2, maybe Shrek
Yeah,
2.
2. Well, yeah,
2
was
had some
good.
redeeming
2 had some
qualities.
good ones. Some
3
good-
was
good
trash.
parts.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch
3 was
4.
hot trash. Before I enjoyed
Really?
4.
All right.
I
you know,
enjoyed
it's
4.
well. So when you watch the Shreks, did you watch them with your kids? Did they like them?
Yeah.
Because that's who I'm gonna be really basing it on. Did he like it? If he liked it, then I had a good time too.
Did he like it?
Oh, he loved it. He loved Shrek. He wants to watch the other ones. I thought there were only 3, but now there's
Nope.
others.
4 with
Okay.
5 on the way, with the 5th on the
Yeah.
way.
So
sir.
I was sometime last week. I was not feeling playing games. I was just not feeling it, and I wanted to watch a movie. So I turned on Peacock, and one of the recommended movies was Men in Black. So I was like,
Mhm.
sure, I haven't seen this in forever. I'm going to go ahead and watch this. I'm like, this is one of those things where I haven't seen in so long. I'll go ahead and watch it. I watched it. I loved it. And I was like, you know what? Might as well watch Men in Black 2 because
Hold on.
that's also on Peacock.
I can be
Oh.
Agent M.
My Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord. Men in Black 2 was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they went back and like they got worse graphics, worse dialogue. I mean, it was really, really bad. And so I was like, okay, I guess that's where it ends. And then I realized there's
It
a
might
Men in
be
Black
3.
3. There's a
Yeah.
third one, and it was said that he goes back in time, and I'm like, oh, this is
Time
a
travel.
time travel one. Let's go. And so Will Smith goes back in time, and instead of Tommy Lee Jones, it's Josh Brolin
Thanos.
Thanos.
Yeah. And he did an incredible
Yeah, he
impression of
does.
Tommy
He
Lee
did.
Jones.
Yep.
It was I loved it. It was
Yeah,
my
Men in
favorite
Black
of all
1,
3 of them.
Great. Men in Black 2, please burn in a lake of
I
fire.
don't
Men in
remember
Black
what
3,
even happened
also
in Men in
good.
Black 2.
Don't
who's-
even it's really
Who's the
Men in
villain?
Black 2 is
Just remind me
more
of the villain.
Men in Black 2, it's the
Who was the
big
villain?
Roach. No, that was the first one.
No,
Big
that's
Roach
the
guy was
first one's a
one.
roach.
Who was
um,
the villain?
Shoot, it was so bad.
That's how much
I
it
was
mattered.
I was on my phone. I was like,
I
this
don't
is
remember.
awful. This is
I don't
so
remember
bad.
2 at all.
I
I remember the
didn't
first
know
one.
that.
I
Wait,
remember the third one with
it's-
the time travel.
I sandwiched both of them. Like Men in Black 1, I remember fondly, and Men in Black 3, I'd never seen
Man,
before.
what
So
was the
good
villain in
that
the
it
second
just
one?
overshadowed Men in Black 2.
I don't even think I remember the
I've
second
I've
one.
got to look this up now.
You guys looking it up? Look it up.
Oh, it
Now
was.
you do know there's Men in Black International, right?
So today,
With
after
Thor
work,
and Valkyrie.
I watched Men in Black International with
Oh,
Chris Hemsworth,
Serlina.
and I mean it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was
I think
way
I
better
fell
than
asleep.
2. Way
I
better
fell
than
asleep
2.
during the first watch of it.
Yeah.
So Laura Flynn Boyle's character Serlina is the villain.
Oh yeah, she is a Victoria's Secret model as a villain. It was bad.
Oh, that's
was
right.
bad.
Oh, that one's
Yes.
awful. I can't stand
Yeah.
I
that
don't
one. Yeah, you're
remember
right.
her at all.
Don't watch it.
God,
It's-
I don't
so-
remember her.
It's
at
more.
all.
It was. I'm glad that I watched it because Men in Black made Men in Black 3 so much better because
does.
it made 3 so much better because of that. But no,
Men in Black 3
2
was actually really good. I went in with that
Yeah.
with extremely low expectations after
Well,
Men in
yeah.
Black 2. And I
After
was
what
like,
happened in
dang,
2.
same, and maybe
dang, this
that's
is
why
a
I
good
loved it so
story.
much.
Dang, this is pulling
Yeah.
on some heartstrings.
Yeah, it was good, really, really good, and they ended that trilogy really well. I mean, really, really well. So yeah, I watched those, and then just like Mark, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine this past weekend. This movie was awesome. It's one of those movies I will probably see because there's like Mark said, no sex and no nudity. I would watch this over and over again.
There's no nudity.
None at all.
Ryan
Don't sound so
Reynolds' butt
disappointed,
cheeks
Ryan.
or Hugh Jackman's butt cheeks ain't out at all.
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
That's surprising.
There is one thing. It's not nudity per se, but there is one thing that I will share off the podcast that occurs.
What does it rhyme with?
Hugh Jackman takes off his shirt.
Well, yeah, there's that.
And Deadpool just looks at him like,
Shirtless?
whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, his shirt literally like shreds.
Yeah,
That's all you see is just
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Hugh Jackman.
But
and
no,
Hugh
yeah.
Jackmanness.
He's a beast.
Deadpool, I mean, it's the dialogue is incredible. The fourth wall breaking over and over and over again. I mean, it's so good. The different places they go in the movie, really, really cool. The amount of superheroes that are in this movie and cameos.
Cameos, man.
It's so that none of it was leaked as far as I was concerned, because I kind of blocked that stuff out anyways. But I was surprised at everything and felt, because of the sheer number of actors and actresses in this movie, it felt like Infinity War and Endgame kind of feel to it, where like everybody's coming together. It was so good. I absolutely love this movie. It is a 10 out of 10. It's an A+. I love this movie. Now,
I cannot wait to go watch it.
I say there's no sex and there's no nudity in it, but man, the profanity in it and the innuendos the blatant
the non-innuendos.
Yeah, I don't know.
The obvious windows.
Yes, yeah. They
Innuendos.
Yeah, it's all through the entire movie.
No, it would be the out you win bucks, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Out you lose bucks.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Out you lose bucks. That's the opposite of an innuendo.
Yeah.
The movie, the way the movie starts, I'm smiling.
Yeah.
So the first like 5-10 minutes of the movie, I'm just smiling. I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is so cool.
Extremely irreverent.
It's so fun. It was such a fun movie. I smiled a lot throughout this movie just because it felt like it was Endgame. Felt like it was Infinity War kind of feel, because it's just like, this is happening. This is really, really fun.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I highly
cannot wait
recommend
to go
this
see
movie.
that. I think we're gonna go watch that this weekend. So
yeah, it was what was it, the biggest weekend for an R-rated movie ever?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
that
is
over
wild.
it's almost 500 million, 483 million or something like that.
Yeah, this movie is gonna get to the billion mark for sure.
Yeah.
How much did it cost to make the movie?
That's a good
I don't know.
question.
The marketing alone was probably 500 million. My goodness,
geez,
everywhere
yeah.
you went.
Did y'all see the Xbox controller that came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
I entered the sweepstakes for that bad
I was about
boy.
to say, which one of you dummies is gonna buy it?
Oh, definitely Patrick.
Apparently they made a Wolverine one too.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One looks a little firmer than the other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is true.
Um,
Real quick, just as a side note of Marvel,
Yeah.
what do you guys think of RDJ?
I'm
as
down
Dr.
for it.
Doom?
I'm down for it.
When I first saw it, I was like, "What? Why?" Because like Dr. Doom, like he's super stoic and super calculated, and there's a particular person you get for that role, and Robert Downey Jr. just wasn't my pick at all. But then again, was it really anybody's pick?
No, who would have expected? Oh yeah, RDJ definitely.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make him another character. He
They're
was
gonna
already
make
the
him do
biggest
it-
character,
Make
and
him
now
do this
let's make him
90.
another big character.
No, but I mean, on the other hand, Robert Downey Jr. is a solid actor. That's what he does. So
yeah.
I think we
You
should
gotta put
let
those
him cook.
butts in those seats.
Yeah, we should let him cook.
Now,
And
do
of
you
course,
think?
all the
Do you
nerds were
think?
like hating on it and all that, but
I haven't.
Nah, let 'em cook.
I've just seen the pictures and heard like very light news about it. Do you think it's going to be like a like is he a totally different character, or are they
Yeah,
some kind of going to connect
100%. He's a variant of
Me and
Tony Stark.
my
of
friend
Tony
Justin
Stark,
were
right?
talking about
Like
that.
totally a
Yeah.
variant of Tony Stark. Like
Yes.
there's
Yeah,
no way
100%.
around that. It's
So-
multiverse.
Yeah.
That excites me. Like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do that connection. I
what
don't know
I'm
that I wanted it, but now I do. if
what
that
I'm
makes sense.
hoping is that because there's precedent in the comics for it. There is a universe where Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom,
Okay.
but
Is that the one where they switch like basically like a Freaky Friday
yeah,
thing?
basically.
Yeah,
Ooh, they're gonna
But
do Freaky Friday Marvel. All right.
that'd be cool.
my hope is that he's actually playing Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von Doom.
He's not actually.
Yeah.
He's not going to be Tony Stark as Doctor Doom. To me, that would be stupid. I don't like that.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
that's-
I'm wanting him to be Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, I say let him do it. Let him cook. See what happens.
let him cook.
Cook it
So,
up.
And I'm sure there was plenty of hatred towards it, because this was not anybody's pick. But number one,
Who would you want to see as Victor Von Doom? Because the
Matt-
one guy that played it in the first one was
none of the guys who've played Doctor Doom have been good. Yeah,
like,
no, none of them have.
I don't even remember who played it in the one that was just terrible that had Michael B. Jordan in it that nobody went and
It
watched.
doesn't
And it
matter.
doesn't matter.
Why
Yeah.
are we even talking about it?
Yeah.
I think it's even more worthless than Men in Black 2. So
Oh,
My choice
Oh.
would have been Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes. I think that would have been a perfect choice.
So maybe down the road, I don't know if this will be assuming with the amount of money that RDJ is getting paid for it, he's gonna be their Doctor Doom. Like that's who he's gonna be. Because I don't think they would just introduce a variant for a one-off
mhm.
and then like in being in RDJ's position and just kill him off in one movie.
Tell you what though, old dude's getting old. Like
Yeah,
RDJ
he's
is
got some
looking-
grays.
He is looking
his black is
well
cracking.
aged, like a fine wine. His black.
I needed to be I need him to
T'Challa?
be playing Lincoln Osiris, also playing Victor Von Doom.
Oh man, that's so wrong.
up like
Not happening.
to be another dude.
I've also seen memes circulating again
Oh, yeah.
where
Oh yeah, for
people are
sure.
saying for him to play Black Panther. I'd
Yeah.
be down for that.
Be a variant of King T'Challa.
I would be 100% down for that.
But
even if it's just like a small
Even if it's
fake.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Just
that
a
could have
clip.
totally been in Deadpool. Like
I was just gonna say Deadpool 4. That's totally gonna be in it. Like there's if enough people talk about it, it'll wind up in Deadpool 4. And
Yeah,
RDJ
they
will
do
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, not just that, like they confirmed that the Russos are back to do
Oh, that's exciting too.
both
And that's
Doomsday
what-
and Secret Wars.
That's what
So-
RDJ said. He's like, I'm not gonna do another Marvel movie unless
So
the
they
Russo brothers.
just straight up drop Kang now, right? Kang Dynasty is
It seems like they've gotten
Stuff.
Seems like it.
they're just done.
Surely they will make some kind of explanation, but I don't see
Maybe
it
RDJ
being-
plays Kang as well.
I mean, yeah, he could play.
He just plays all the characters.
You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?
who are you?
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm excited for. I mean, the one thing I was more excited for was the Fantastic Four, because by the way, they had like a little sizzle reel. They've already pre-shot some footage. Technically, they started actual full-on shooting for the movie today, but they did it like a pre-shoot type sizzle reel, proof of concept type thing, and they showed it at Comic-Con, which of course it leaked. And it looks good. It's like it's like a 60s but 60s futuristic, like the idealistic future of the 60s, the way they saw things.
The flying cars everywhere.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like the Fantastic car is a flying car.
Uh-huh.
So, but it's very
We've
much got
never
that.
had a Fantastic Four movie set in the 60s.
Yeah, because
era.
that's usually when it's set.
Right. It's always been like
Present day. kind of
modern.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
present
whatever
day.
present day is.
Huh.
So I think this is I think this one's gonna work. I think
Be
this
the one
one's
that
gonna stick
sticks?
this
Who's
time.
playing Reed Richards?
Pedro Pascal. But he plays it well. I'll have
Okay.
to find the leaked footage for you. But I mean, everybody
Please.
plays their parts well. I mean, obviously they showed Ben Grimm. They showed the Thing in like silhouette. They didn't actually show what he's gonna look like. They've had promotional photos of what the concept art is gonna look like, but that's about it. But yeah, to me, I'm down. It looks good. And they're gonna have Galactus as the big bad. So yeah.
Galactus was the planet eater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's an actual like being in this movie
Okay.
compared to like the giant cloud.
No, yeah, they went because they already showed the Celestials in like Eternals and stuff, so
Yeah.
they've been
How was
establishing.
Eternals? Because I never watched that.
Eh.
When I watched it the second time, I thought it was it wasn't as bad as I remembered, but it's still very forgettable. Like it's just you could have called it anything. You could have called it, future past people. Like just
I mean, when I'm
just
watching
like,
the
it doesn't
NCAA
even
Days
feel
of
like a
Future
Marvel
Past again. When
yeah.
yeah, doing the rewatch with Claire, we skipped Eternals. We don't even. We're not. I'm not. It's not
Yeah.
even. Doesn't mean anything to anything else, other movies. So we just skipped it.
But it will.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well,
No.
We'll see.
It
We'll see if
will.
we'll see if we need to even watch it or just a clip.
Well, you don't need to watch it, but it's gonna matter. Confirmed, it's gonna matter.
You matter.
Oh, you're
Oh, that's
breathtaking.
nice. Well,
You
what a
do
nice,
too.
nice young
You're
man.
breathtaking.
I do be taking breaths. I do.
That's true. That's real good. Sorry, we've been talking all this time, and you, Pat, you were still doing your update.
I mean, on the gaming side of things, just playing NCAA football 25, Fortnite with the guys, and still going through Minecraft Dungeons with Clark.
Uh-huh.
Who are
and
you
then
playing
on-
as in NCAA football?
Bearcats, baby.
Who was I? Who am I playing as? Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No,
team?
like team.
Patrick Novosel.
Oh, okay. So
Cincinnati Bearcats.
I started the
Calling it now.
Road to Glory, which is you create your own persona. And I played for the Penn State Nittany Lions for the first couple of years. I transferred to Cincinnati in the
Yeah, you
third
did.
year, and they barely played me. So I was like, I'm out of here.
Forget
Transferred
them.
out of there. Went to
WVU.
went to Ohio State. I was like, screw-
Buckeyes,
yeah.
are you
Yeah.
serious?
You have to the Ohio State.
Sorry, you're right. The Ohio State
They
Buckeyes.
fight
barf.
hard for that V.
And
just blew up
they-
really do.
I just threw up in my mouth.
yeah, we beat the Mountaineers every single year I played.
Yeah.
So.
Shut up. They don't even
West
play each other.
Virginia.
What kind of
I made 'em.
alternate
I made it.
timeline? I made them. We
Mhm.
want to play WVU or
Yeah.
nothing. You made
But
it
yeah,
happen.
so I finished 4 years in there, and then I started my dynasty Sunday maybe, and I played one game so far. I'm with the UC Bearcats.
Oh,
So,
UC Bearcats. I see.
Yeah.
And there it is.
120 to
Were
14
Bears.
my first game, so I'm 1-0, and we'll see how good the rest of the season goes.
Did you say 120 to 14?
I won
Oh,
20.
I won 20 to 14 them. That's how you say it now. I won 20 to
Smoked
14 them.
Yeah, I can't believe I gave up
when
14 points.
No, when I did like Madden, like creative mode, the last
Oh,
Madden
yeah.
that I ever played, I think was like 2006.
Oh,
God.
wow.
I'd play the full 15-minute quarters. And
Oh,
that's what my scores would be at the end of the game.
Jeez.
Because I would like always pick people off.
Dang.
Man, I remember back in the day making my own players, and what was the Oh man, I'm trying to think of one of the baseball games what was the EA baseball games back in the day? What were they called?
MVP baseball.
Oh,
Was it
shoot.
MVP?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
it was
you know
that.
me.
I don't remember now. But anyways, I'd make up my own players and I would like max out all their stats. And then I would make like
I
the
did that a few
biggest,
times.
largest, like fattest baseball player, like where the bat looked like I almost said a
Toothpick?
Twinkie. Toothpick, thank you.
Yeah.
Look like a Twinkie. I was really hungry. I was a chubby
you
kid
hungry right
when I was
now?
little. Yeah, I
Faces
am
look like
kinda-
ho-hos.
I actually would like yeah.
I made it look like ho-hos.
and then I would make like the shortest player ever, and he had no strike zone, so they would just throw the ball, and it was like automatic walks, and those are fun times.
Yeah.
I
those are good
remember
old
that
days.
game because there was a game where you could like make your character like a baby that was like this.
Yeah.
big. I don't
And it
remember
was
the name of
like-
that
yeah.
game.
And then they would run around the bases really fast.
Really?
Yeah,
That was my favorite baseball game.
dude, that's
Yeah.
totally my favorite base. That's the last baseball game I remember. It was on PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was.
My brother and I quote that game so many times. Because you could create your own either create your own stadium or the stadiums were crazy stadiums. And one of them was like there were glass houses that were in the outfield or past the wall. And you could hit home runs and it would break the glass. And the announcers would say, you know what they say about folks who live in glass houses? Shouldn't live so close to ballparks.
Yep.
Is
It's
that
like,
what they
oh.
say? Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's what they
Um,
say.
Yeah.
That
So
is-
there's
that's
so many
absolutely
things in that
100%
game.
What they say.
Yeah. And then in God Life, not too much going on there. Still going through the Word, Exodus. I think I'm in Exodus 20 or 21. And then I've been listening to the radio a lot, the Christian radio stations around here. And man, they play the same music over and
Yeah, they
over
do.
and over.
Is it
and
K-Love
over.
or is it
And then
his
I-
radio?
I turned on K-Love. I'm like, well, that was a good song. Let me go to the other station, which is Star
Same song.
93, and the
Yeah.
same song is on there. I'm
Same
like,
song.
all right, okay, I have to create my own playlist. So
Mhm.
as I am listening to stuff on the radio, I'm like, okay, I'm adding that. I'm adding that. So I have like maybe 30 songs right now and so I'm adding a Spotify playlist. And
Nice.
so I'm gonna have
Who's
my
on?
own.
Who you got on there so far?
So the ones that I added there today, Jesus Be Praised by Brandon Lake. I Speak Jesus. I don't know who it's by.
Oh, I like that.
Charity.
Praise You Anywhere.
Yeah.
Brandon Lake.
Chain
Lake going
Breaker.
on. Zach Williams.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Friend
You're welcome here.
Francesca Battistelli.
Battistelli. I like her.
Old Franny.
Praise You in This Storm.
Oh yeah.
Casting
Oh, that's a
Crowns.
good one.
Yeah, baby.
In Jesus'
Classic.
name.
Uh-huh.
House of the Lord.
Philly.
Phil Wickham. Philly.
Yep. Ain't Nobody.
Oh, great song.
Yeah. Miracle Child.
Great song. Great album.
And Same God. Those are the ones I've added today.
All
Nice.
right. Nice.
You need to listen to some Forrest Frank and see if Clark likes some Forrest Frank stuff.
He's gonna be here in about a month.
I know he's not coming to Raleigh, so I think I'm
Come on
gonna
up
have
to Lynchburg.
I think I'm gonna have to drag my children. They desperately want to see him,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll be. I don't know if we will, but I think they might want to. They would love to.
Come on up and visit.
Do it. Yeah, that reminds me. I forgot to share my playlist with you guys before, so I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now.
Don't give me your
share your
playlist. You have the songs that are all mashups and it screws me up every single time. You also have too many live songs on there, so don't share it with me.
Oh my gosh,
Nope.
you're like my wife.
Too late.
I want the studio version.
She hates live stuff.
No,
I
I've actually
love
been trying
live
to.
stuff.
I also it depends on the song, but there are times when I'm like, can we calm it down with the audience? You need to shush. I want to hear the music. Please. I don't need to hear woo woo, like sing it. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're the reason you made the song and not the audience. Quit.
I like the way
having
you
them
sang
sing it.
that.
Yeah.
Sing, boy, sing.
You're doing a great
So-
job up there.
I'm with you, Patrick. So sorry. I've been trying to. Mindy's been trying to help me wean off some of those live. She's like, "Can you find the non-live version?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm working on it." But I love the mashups, man. Like, I'm actually gonna. I was talking with one of the guys, a fellow Bible teacher, and a guy that helps me with worship from time to time, and we were talking about some mashups, and I'm like, I think that we're gonna add some mashups to the worship rotation this school year.
You need to, man.
Because it really
Mashups
just
are
it
cool.
spices up the songs that we've sung so many times. And Patrick, you talk about the radio, the Christian radio stations repeating music. Churches
Yeah.
do the same thing. Like, it's just like
Oh,
we have
Ooh,
we have now
Why-
thousands. We have
Why are we
thousands of
singing the
songs
same
across
song
decades.
3 weeks in a row?
Why? Okay.
Oh.
Gosh,
Okay,
even in the
that's
Bible, we
overkill.
read different verses every week. Can you imagine if someone's like, "Hey, John 3:16 every weekend"? I mean, I'm sorry, God did and does love the world, but we don't need to say it the same way
Every
week.
month at our church, they add a new song into the rotation every month,
I wish we did
and we
that.
sing it for 4 straight weeks, and then another song is added. 4 straight weeks it's in the set list.
Oh, okay, yeah,
and then
no,
they add
we-
another
we
song.
don't
I'm
need
like,
to do it like
can
that.
we not do this? Because there's, like you said, thousands of songs that we can sing.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you why they do that.
I know, because it's easy to remember.
Tell
less
me
practice.
why.
I don't know.
Because y'all need to learn it. That's why.
No,
That's exactly
not
what
it.
they said. We're gonna sing this first one. You're gonna learn it.
Now-
We're gonna get.
Now,
That's
granted,
that's not a good reason.
No, it's not. I was like, no, just
well,
if you
guess
want,
what?
if you
It is
like
the
it,
reason.
if you like it, good. Listen to it on the radio because it's probably on the radio. Use the other 1,000 songs that are.
Turn on
that
the
we
radio
sing.
in the middle of worship and just be like, "Listen, it's playing
will
while we're
say-
singing this."
I will say, like, every week for 4 weeks, that's too much. But like
Yeah,
every like maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like that, like you have to get people to learn it, because the first like 1 or 2 times you play it, you get
Sometimes I am
100%,
that.
yeah,
Sometimes
you
I
do.
am that way. So if there's a song that
unless
is
it's like
sung-
people that know that song,
Yeah.
because then you'll get them into it. But yeah, most of the time you're up there singing and like everybody's just standing there with their cup of coffee, like just staring at you. Like,
Yeah.
there are people like that, but then there's that song that comes on that the person knows how to sing it, and I'm just like, I don't want to sing with you. I want to listen to this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's it.
All right.
That's all for me.
Well, that's all from us. How about you, that there joiners? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods, then let's do some quick housekeeping, shall we? Where we offer you towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andes
and it's
candies.
candies. Yep.
Tip you off of how you can connect with the GMGU on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. You can share just like Lukewarm Riffle did.
You sure did.
Yes, he did. Yes, indeedy.
Yes. indeed.
Let's see. Earl, we're driving down this weekend to Boise for my uncle's 90th birthday. Happy birthday, Uncle Lukewarm
Wow.
Riffle. Towing the camper down also. Going to be fun and tiring, that's for sure. My daughter is out of a crib, and we're having the side of it. Just be small so she can get in and out by herself. That's a fun time.
That's
and also
awesome.
a scary time when they can get themselves out of bed and you just all of a sudden you like roll over and you open your eyes and there's a face right in front of you.
snacks?
Dad, can you make pancakes? It is 5 a.m. I am making no cakes. Go back to bed.
Anytime's the right time for pancakes, Dad.
Yeah.
You go make them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell my child. And then all of a sudden I hear click, 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 click as they're trying to turn the
Oh
gas
God, no,
on.
no, no.
Oh, no, oh man. I lost my spot. Where am I? She doesn't?
Yep, she
Is that
doesn't
right?
sleep good.
Yeah, she doesn't sleep good now and has woken us up in the middle of the night 2 nights in a row now. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. This morning she got up at 5:30 and stayed awake.
Yeah.
That's when
Hey,
I got
Luke,
back in.
That's
when I got back into video
wonderful
games.
thing called melatonin. Give it to your
And it's not
old-
drugs because they have that in their system already.
true, it's
exactly. It
natural.
just it helps facilitate and maintain the sleep.
It goes right to their eyelids and weighs down the
really
blood
does.
around the capillaries in their eyelids and just holds them shut.
And it's only
They're
like a
"I can't
milligram."
see." Go to sleep.
Yeah, it's like a milligram dose. So like it's little gummies. So they're gonna be like, "Ooh, a treat! Yay!" Yeah, and then like
Then
30
they
minutes
just
later, they're
slap
gonna
their
be
face
out.
on the floor. They're just like, "Yummy."
Yeah.
Magic. Iffle, I saw that MW3 hit Game Pass last week,
It
so I
did
was
indeed.
able to start that and do a couple missions early Saturday morning.
I need to download that.
Hmm
See,
Well, go ahead.
Modern Warfare is just not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
Same. The thing I like to do the most in Modern Warfare, like the originals and I think it was Modern Warfare 2,
Mhm.
was the Spec Ops stuff.
Yeah.
Or it was like kind of mini horde mode, or you
Mm.
had to do specific objectives.
Yeah.
I got really into doing those because there was one where you had to kill 10 juggernauts in a specific amount of time. I don't think I ever finished
Oh,
that
man.
stage.
Juggernauts. I do not have fond memories of Juggernauts in Modern Warfare anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullet
Juggernauts
sponges.
are jerks.
Big jerks.
Worst.
Iggle, it's really cool to see the kids wanting to say grace every night with their eyes closed and hands together, then tell on each other when one doesn't do it. What a special Iggle moment right there.
Accountability.
Yeah,
That's all that is.
for sure.
Amen.
For sure. Yeah, my funny thing with saying grace is that whenever we have guests, for most of my parenting life, or at least for most of the time that my son has been my son, he loves to like call an audible. And when I like want to ask our guest to pray, or when I want to pray, James is just like, I'll pray. And sometimes I'm like, man, would you share the love? But then other times I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad you are just eager to pray and hungry to pray. So I don't, shoot it down, or I stop myself before I say, dude, give someone else a turn. It's good stuff.
Question for you. Does James do the same type of prayer, or does he actually talk to Jesus?
It depends on his mood. If he's ready for bed, or if he's really hungry, he's like says some of the
God is
same
great,
things.
God is good, let's go, amen.
I mean, he has his own phrases that he says when he prays, but I feel like he's more often than not, as he's gotten older, he has gotten more talking to Jesus. So
Cool.
I think
My kids, I think there was just real quick side tangent. There was a night that we went out to some Mexican restaurant, and then on like the utensils that came to our table, they were in a packet, and on the back of that packet was a prayer. And Kingston, for some reason, really gravitated toward it, so he grabbed that packet and brought it home. And now that is the prayer that he does every time that he eats, which is, bless, O Lord, this food to our use and us to thy service, and make us ever mindful of the needs of others.
Wow, how old is he?
9, about to be 10.
Yeah, that sounds fancy right there. Like
Yeah.
if I heard a 9-year-old saying that, I'd be like, say what? Pray what? Like,
It's
Pray
bed-
what? Oh, that's a good shirt right there.
yeah,
Pray
that is. Oh man, that's cute though. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Where were we? Oh, next up, Kevin. Speaking of
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Gamer Parents Podcast, by the way, if you didn't hear that earlier when we talked about him and his podcast. Earl, it was a super busy week preparing for a milestone episode, but it all paid off and was a highlight this week. Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Iffle, I've been playing through Midnight Suns and really enjoying this card game in disguise. Card game in disguise.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Nope, you weren't the only one.
More than meets the eye.
Yeah. This card game Card game in disguise. All right. Yeah. Actually, it'd be like the flipping of the cards. They just I'd watch that show, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. I got myself distracted. Okay. I could go without the constant day-night cycle and daily objectives, but the combat and deck building keeps me entertained. Good. Aside from that, I've been playing something with my wife called Swarm Mode within League of Legends, LOL, which is basically a much better Vampire Survivors, and it's free.
Look, Vampire Survivors
Sorry?
was wasn't that like a one-person independent studio thing?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it
Probably.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, you give that man some credit, okay? He did okay.
And the
I
other
played
thing
the heck
is,
out of that game.
don't you have to, if it's a game mode within League of Legends, don't you have to download like all of League of Legends
You
before
have
you
to
can
download
play?
League, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which
sorry.
Is
Sorry, Kevin. Nice try.
free?
We're not downloading LOL. We're not getting
You have
sucked
to have a
into that.
PC that runs it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
you gotta
rotary
have
girder in my laptop has been long not capable of playing those kind of games.
Well,
The
so.
you
engine
lost me at
light
League
on
of
my
Legends
laptop has
anyway.
been on forever.
Mine's been smoking, and I just kind of I turn a fan on, and it blows the smoke away, so I can't see it. Yeah. I don't speak LOL. Okay. Swarm.
I'm trying to see if League of Legends is free on Game Pass, because that's
Wait, it's not.
Wait,
it's
that's
a
not-
console game.
You mean like on PC Game Pass? Not on.
yeah,
console
like
Game
PC
Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah, that's what he meant, Patrick. It's not. It's not. on
I was like,
console.
get
It's
out of
okay.
here.
It's okay.
Calm
It's
down.
okay.
Calm down. That's not on Game Pass.
They might, you never know. They-
Oh,
Sports
gosh.
don't work on water. Sorry. Made me think of that.
Oh man, that's great. All right. I thought.
Do we have a
mine-
voicemail?
Do we? Do you want to make
What?
one?
We do?
Oh, Patrick, change your microphone. You can be the voicemail tonight.
Hello, brothers.
It's me again. The Patrick rises like mayonnaise. Okay,
Ugh.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. That just,
The mayonnaise
throw that away.
rises.
Your mayonnaise is bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to go with what you can get. So
I don't know about that.
I don't know. That's how that works with mayonnaise. All right. Moving on. Where's my spot? I lost my spot. Hold on. Okay, folks, if you'd rather not talk about mayonnaise rising, or you would rather connect with us visually and not, if you want to see mayonnaise rise, or you want to,
I'll pray for you.
join us
Join in
spectatorly.
next week as we.
There's
our cooking
YouTube
channel.
and Twitch. Come join us as we stream rising mayonnaise. It's going to be awesome. Finally, on our Patreon, you can pay us not to show off the rising mayonnaise if we can raise $100. No, I'm just kidding. We also have a merch page you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all in the show notes, or you can type it out real quick. Linktree.com/the GMG pod.
Forward
Of
pipe.
course, that's what it's called. Forward pipe. I almost forgot.
Yes, forward.
Of course. That's right. Yeah. That's what they tell us.
Call back.
Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, but it's still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify. Has anyone checked that lately? Do we get
Totally.
get
not.
updates on
no.
reviews? Okay.
No, you know what? We got one from the old Tim Pollen some time ago.
Yeah, we talked about that already. Podchaser.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
think
have
so.
written down as the
Sure
last
did.
one. So, yeah.
Sure
Been a
did.
while.
All right.
It's been a
Okay.
while.
All right.
That was
But-
nice. That was nice to see, though. Thanks, Tim.
It was. So if you guys want to double, triple up, if you haven't rated us on Spotify, which I don't think you can put like your name or I don't know how Spotify will
Grab your
work with
friends,
rating.
families,
Yeah,
parents, kids'
yeah,
phones.
exactly. Get your
Yeah.
grandma's iPhone, and she doesn't know how to use it. Just get on there and Rate and review us when she's not looking, when she's taking a
She
nap.
don't know how to use it.
She doesn't know how to use it.
That
I've
is
yet
so
to
rude.
meet a grandma that knows how to use, like a real grandma, not those fake grandmas that are, you know.
Honestly,
how to
that's
use
very true because we just got my grandma an iPhone and she's like trying so hard.
They try so hard, and it's just like they don't know how.
I love you, Grandma. I know you're never gonna hear this, but I love you. Thank you for trying.
I love you too, Grandma. I'm sorry I was bad mouthing you earlier. I didn't mean it. Patrick made me do it. Okay. If you don't know how to use your iPhone, or your grandma doesn't, but you've already rated and reviewed us, you can also literally let your voice be heard, or let your grandma's voice be heard. Call with her. You both call up 929 GMG guys. Give a duet voicemail for us, and you can join the show that way if you like.
There you go.
Okay, cool. All righty then, Pat, Mark, Ryan, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and join us. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.